Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Let's get into this one here, because some people have been asking us, when are you going to talk about the Nikola Jokic, Marcus Morris, and Markieff Morris? So we all know about the incident that took place between Markieff Morris, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, that's the younger brother, I think they're twins, the younger brother of Marcus Morris Sr., who plays for the Los Angeles Clippers, and Nikola Jokic on the court. Right, this is something that's been kind of in the news over the last, let's say, 24 to 46 hours. For those of you who may not be abreast with this situation, may not know what about this altercation, essentially what happened was this: Nikola Jokic, right, was dribbling the ball up the court like he sometimes does, because why? He's the best passer on their team. Although he's a center, he's the best passer on their team. He is arguably probably the best passing big man of all time, or certainly in the modern era. He's an extremely talented, playmaker at his size. So he was basically coming up the court, dribbling up the court, and it looks as if he was going up in the air to pass the ball, from what I saw in the replay. Then Markieff Morris comes out of nowhere and just runs up to him and cheap shots him and elbows him in the rib while he was in the air, right? Like, he was in the air and he elbowed him, and it was like a switch went off in Nikola Jokic's mind, because then the Joker immediately turned around, raced down the court, because at this point Markieff Morris was walking away, and just completely, elbowed him in his back, and like kind of pushed him in his back. His neck snapped back and he fell on the floor, right? And after that, the players on opposing teams had to come in between them and kind of, they kind of had to play peacemaker and, and separate them on the court, because things were getting pretty chippy at that point. And I don't think they wanted the situation to escalate from that point. But then what happened? It died down. Nikola Jokic went into the press. He went into the, after the game, he spoke about, he gave his thoughts and said, listen, I thought it was wrong, but I was defending myself. And then that was that. I didn't really hear any comments from Markieff Morris until yesterday, while I stumbled upon an article from CBS Sports where Nikola Jokic's brothers and Marcus Morris Sr. apparently were going back and forth with each other on Twitter. So the article basically starts off with the headline: Nikola Jokic's brothers, Marcus Morris, engage in Twitter feud stemming from Jokic's shot on Markieff Morris. Miami Heat players came to Markieff Morris' defense on Monday night after the Denver Nuggets star Nikola Jokic hit the veteran forward with a blindside shot to the neck late in their 113-96 win over Miami. Jokic was tossed after the exchange, while Morris was also ejected after being assessed a flagrant 2 foul for his actions leading up to the hit. In the subsequent hours, Morris's twin brother, Los Angeles Clippers forward Marcus Morris, joined the fray via social media, prompting Jokic's two brothers to do the same. Marcus Morris Sr. tweeted that the Joker waited till Lil Bro turned his back before delivering the blow, and noted, insinuating he'd bring a little something extra when the Clippers and the Nuggets next meet. Jokic's brothers, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce their name, Strahinaja and Nemanja, God, please forgive me if I butchered his names, then created a Twitter account for the sole purpose of firing back at Morris. In a response to Morris's tweet, the brothers also chimed in. Now, let me quickly tell you what the brothers said. Basically, they said that Marcus Morris Sr. said, waited till bro turned his back, shaking my head, noted. Then the brothers tweeted, you should leave this the way it is instead of publicly threaten our brother. Your brother made a dirty play first. If you want to make the next step further, be sure we will be waiting for you, Jokic's brothers. And then Marcus Morris Sr. wrote back, you got the right ones, believe that. And then the brothers wrote back, I don't believe, I know that. Woo! Okay. So a lot of things were said there. First of all, let me say a few things. Okay, let me say a few things. I did some research, okay? And what I wanted to verify was, I wanted to understand, where is Nikola Jokic actually from? Some people are like, well, why does that matter? Oh, it matters. It absolutely matters. Where a person is from can tell you a lot about that type of person. Now, it's not 100% given, but it can tell you a lot. So Nikola Jokic is from Serbia. Cool. Serbia was one of the countries that used to make military service mandatory, right? And they discontinued their policy. The government discontinued that policy in January of 2011. Why am I saying this? Okay. If any of you guys have had military service, which I have personally not, right? But I know people have, some of my friends have. They don't teach you, when you go to the military, they don't teach you how to slap box. You're not in there slap boxing, okay? They're putting you through rigorous workouts depending on the type of, regimens you're going through. They're teaching you how to, use certain things and all of that. Listen, people from that part of the world are not pushovers. I don't believe that they're pushovers. And I think what happened on the court was simply this. I think Marcus Morris Sr. was a bully. Okay, I grew up in New York. I know exactly what a bully is. We all know what bullies are. We all know how bullies like to play, right? What I think Marcus Morris Sr. was doing was this. He thought that, okay, I'm just going to cheap shot this dude and he's not going to do anything, right? Because usually a bully thinks that whoever they're bullying is usually a sucker. That's generally how it works. Because a bully is not going to go bully somebody that they believe is going to give him back 100%. They're just going to avoid that. How do I know that? I remember DMX saying a real dude is not going to test a real dude because they know he's going to give it back to him. He's going to cause problems. But if they see somebody that they feel they can take advantage of, they're going to do that to him, right? And I think that's what Markieff Morris Sr. thought. He thought that he found himself a bully. Why? Because he hit the guy, elbowed him in his rib, and he just walked off. By him walking off, in my opinion, I think he felt to himself that this guy is not going to do a single thing. Little did he know that he was going to do a lot, right? And he retaliated. And it reminded me, after watching that, of a Jada Kiss quote, the great Jada Kiss quote that he had. He said, "Never sleep on someone that's never slept." For those of you guys who understand what that means, it means that don't go around underestimating people. That is a mistake. That is a recipe for disaster. Never do that. You're going to get yourself into a mess. Just don't assume that you're the biggest, baddest wolf out there because you don't know who people are. Some people, you don't know how people are. That's the thing. Secondly, the fact that Nikola Jokic's brothers chimed in a hot second. Let me quickly say this. It's either one of two things. One, they have no understanding of the Morris brothers' background or reputation. That could be one. Or number two, they understand and they simply don't care. They don't they're not fazed by it at all. And let me say this, there are people like that. They're not going to be afraid of you. They don't care how loud you shout. Some guys are not going to shout loud and blah, blah, blah. They're not going to do any of that. They're just going to let you talk. And then, when it's time for them to retaliate, they're going to do that. So for me, for the brothers to jump on Twitter and make an account just to respond to Marcus Morris, listen, I think the brothers are ready to come to the defense of their brother. They're definitely going to travel to that game where they play against the Clippers. And personally, I don't think Marcus Morris is going to do anything. I don't think he's going to do anything. I don't think he's going to cheap shot him. They may say a few words, but I don't think that's going to happen, personally. And if it does happen, I don't think Nikola Jokic is going to let it happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the best thing to do is just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Why? Because Marcus Morris, who's one of my favorite Clippers, I like him because he's a tough guy, I like him. But come on, your record is not squeaky clean. Just let it go. Let it go. But that's just me sitting here, and that's just my 2 cents on it. So what I want to know from you guys is, first of all, what do you think about the situation? Secondly, do you think Marcus Morris Sr. is going to try to take a cheap shot at Nikola Jokic? Do you think it's smart, or do you think he should just avoid the thing entirely? And do you think his brothers will definitely come to his defense? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.